Greetings, my beloved Black people. Welcome back to the plight and struggle of Black people in America. As you know, today is the first day of Kwanzaa. And if you don't know about Kwanzaa and would like to know, it's several days. You contact Pan African Connection at 4466 South Marsalis Avenue, right near Catfish Floyd's. Okay, today we're going to have an interesting guest, as always. Very interesting guest. The situation for me is even very interesting. It makes me think of the fact that for me, which, like I've mentioned on various occasions, I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, specifically North Philadelphia. And on other occasions, I've mentioned that somehow West Dallas is quite dear to me and dear to my heart, all of those good things. Because I've had various instances and experiences in Dallas, Texas, where West Dallas was part of a first. A perfect example, the first family that I ever met were from West Dallas. A brother named Ricky Thomas. I worked with him at Republic Bank Dallas, downtown Dallas. And that was the first family that I met. And then it turned out, and I didn't meet this next person through that situation, but the first wife I ever had was from West Dallas, just by coincidence. Had nothing to do with the first family that I had met. Just by coincidence, they did happen to know each other, but I didn't meet them like that. Actually, my first wife I met had a bus stop downtown Dallas one day. And that's how that started. And then it went from there. And I've been mentoring youth for several years now, more than 30 actually. And it would be primarily youth. Somehow, as destiny would have it, it just so happened that I had one person that was actually an adult already that somehow through befriending them, I decided to give it a shot at mentoring a young adult. And it turns out this is the person that is. And so we're going to start there with that. And we'll go into the topic after that directly. So we'll bring them on and see how it goes.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, I think it's you, my man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I feel good. I want to give a shout out to you, and I think this is a good movement you got going, and a shout out to the West Dallas community as well.
Oh yeah, always the West Side.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah. So introduce yourself to people, like your name, where you from, born and raised, how old are you, different things like that. As a matter of fact, when you tell them how old you are, maybe you could tell me how old you were when I met you, because I kind of don't remember. It's been a minute.
All right, definitely. My original name is Kelby Vernon. I'm originally from West Dallas, but you could say I'm from the whole city of Dallas because I have history in different places. I'm 35 right now, and let's see. I had to be around the age of 23 or 24 when we met. Matter of fact, 25, 24 or 25, because we've actually known each other a decade. I met you in the spring of 2012. And I'm just I'm a person from the good times. I try to keep it intact, you know, with reality, but I'm from the good times. I call myself love and entertainment. I love making people laugh. And also, like you, I love caring for people, blessing the land and stuff like that. And after I've met you, I've actually got more into it because I used to do it, but now it's become a way of living. And I'm just a person that loves good life living. I'm like you. I want to see youth advance and become the best they can be, and just trying to stay on the mission to create the best version of myself.
I know that's right. That's what
Yes,
that
sir.
is. And I can honestly say that I've seen improvement and progress in you over the last decade.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
So
sir.
yeah, so that's good. I'm glad to see that. And nobody's flawless, but it's making me think about. I'm sure you remember. I've said to you on various occasions, jokingly to a degree. Sometimes people joke, they're joking, but yet there's some real to it or reality.
Right.
Like I'm sure you remember, I've said to you, man, because throughout our journey, there's been some blunders or two.
Yes,
And,
sir.
and I said during some of those blunders, uh, why do I even keep fooling with you? I said, I don't even know. And I said it in jest, but what's interesting is preparing for this thing we're going to talk about. It just made me think maybe that's it. Because I know we both come from dysfunctional families. I just thought
Yes,
that the
sir.
other day, but I didn't get to share it with you. And I want to save some of this stuff for this viewing. And I said, well, maybe that's real. Because when I used to say that, I was joking and messing with you, but I still was sincere to a degree about it. And
Right.
I know everything happened for a reason. A lot of times we don't even know what that reason is, to tell you the truth. But I
Right.
believe it happens for a reason. And I'm actually thinking that possibly is part of it. I do know this, though. It's not only that, because it's a lot to do with your personality and character. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If it wasn't for the fact that you have a good heart and you're a decent person, I would have been quit fooling with you a long time ago. You see, and
Right
you
on.
are that. You have a good heart and you are a decent person. That counts for a lot to me.
I
Some people don't
appreciate it,
care
brother.
about certain things, but that's crucial for me. But
I
anyway,
appreciate it.
no doubt. But getting back to this dysfunctional family thing, I retired from the postal service last year after
Yes,
32
sir.
years of working, and this all kind of people work at the postal service. I'm
I
saying
bet.
that in a way that of various levels of everything, lifestyles, education level. I even met a guy that was getting a PhD. He was a mail handler at the postal service. It wasn't going to do him any financial good, but just to show you the range of people that will be there. And this one brother, the PhD fellow happened to be a Caucasian guy just by coincidence. But this one brother I knew, because a lot of people at the postal service will do a side hustle, if you want to call it that, another means of making money legally. Okay. And this one brother I know, Brother James McQuarrie, I'm not saying that in that ministry thing they get money. I don't know if they do or not, but he did that, preaching and stuff. We used to even do the schools together. But we were talking about dysfunctional families in the Black community. And this was several years ago. And he said, all families, we're not just Black, we're talking families in general. He said, all families are dysfunctional. And I was shocked to hear that, which I don't agree with that, because I think, however, a situation is so severe, this, that, or the other, I think there's always some exceptions. I just believe it. I could be wrong, actually, but that's just how I believe. I mean, we get all this information in our life, and I believe once we get it, you determine what lane you in, and you discern what you believe in, and you stand on it. That's definitely
Yes,
what I
sir.
do. Right. But getting on the concept of and I'm thinking perhaps not only we have dysfunctional family, maybe of a variety, like different types, situations, circumstances. Because I know, like in my experience, to tell my story of dysfunctional, coming from a dysfunctional family, uh, is interesting for sure. Okay, like for instance, okay, I'm the youngest of 5 children. Okay, I have 1 brother and 3 sisters. I'm the baby. It just so happens that, okay, my father is only biologically my father. He married my mom when she had 4 children already. And then I came, and I'm the baby. Now, as far as the dysfunction, one of the dysfunctional parts, there's various parts, but I'll just lay on this part, for instance, like my brother particularly. This guy ended up being a bully, and he was the third of the 5 children. It was 2 girls, my brother, then a sister, then me. And this guy, he would bully my sister right over me and myself. And it just make me think about households, and I've heard various other stories, even worse than mine, on that situation that children are dealing with such serious things that are so detrimental to everything in their life. And sadly, they're dealing with it right at home, where they should be the safest place that they could be. And that's just the thing for me that it's making me wonder. I mean, the thing of it is, I know I'm a one person, only so many hours in a day. I can only do so much, but I want to do as much as I can. But perhaps it's a seasonal thing. Maybe I can get some seasons in certain aspects and areas with dealing with youth. I said, I think on a deal the other month, I think I might want to see, can I get involved with youngsters that have been maybe uh, not particularly abused, but something like that, maybe on some voluntary thing. But I don't know if I'll get a chance to do everything I have ideas for. Fortunately for me, though, I have been approved to be a volunteer at Hemingway Juvenile Justice System. So I'm sure we'll get some things going real strong this coming year, 2023.
You
So
know
that would,
what, brother? That is absolutely great because unfortunately, I went through that juvenile justice detention center. And when I think back, I mean, I was a teenager at the time, but when I do think back, it was a lot of educated and talented individuals in there, along with myself, that just probably could have used some reconstruction or redirection on the path that they were on. And some of them, they were set to take some strong consequences, you know, like transferring to the older jail once they turned 18 because
be
of the crime
adult
they
prison,
committed. But
right?
some of them, you know, they were probably going to be there a couple of weeks to a couple of months, and then they were going to go on with their lives. And depending on their environment, you know, who knows if they were to get out and get back into the same thing. Or it would be nice to meet somebody like you to say, you know, hey, you know, this, and this, educate them, elevate them, and put them on a different sense of direction from what they've seen in life, because knowledge is power. So, but I just wanted to basically say, I think that's great. And possibly, if I can, I would probably try to help you with that, Brother Gray.
Well, the way that works, you would have to apply for it, and then you'd have to pass just the background check and various screenings, that type of thing. And as long as that, you can meet that criteria, I don't think it'd be a problem.
Okay, well that's pretty cool. Because I'm really excited about the other part where I got approved to go to schools with you and help and mentor youth in schools. So I'll
That
get
was
to that.
specifically for Franklin D. Roosevelt, right? That you had
Right,
that,
but
that
but
agreement.
they had sent me invitations for other schools also once the application was completed.
And approved.
Yes, yes, sir, and
Right,
approved, and
right,
approved.
right, right, right. Oh, that's what's up. So, like I had mentioned before, I'm hoping we can get into Cedar Crest Elementary. It's on the street off of actually Bonneview Road, and I forget the name, but it's right off of that. It's about a block and a half from Roosevelt.
Right.
So maybe a lot of things are going to open up a lot more this next coming calendar year. With this holiday season and New Year coming, and I
I
mean,
can feel it. I can feel it. I feel the energy and I feel the momentum. 2023, I think we should actually hit the ground running with some of those things. I mean, we're already running, but running even more, faster.
well, I think we're going to make progress. Is what's going to happen. Significant progress, because I've seen for a moment, and just to put it in this window, especially since the pandemic, which I think is declared like 2020. And since then, I've seen Black people come together in a lot of areas, uh, a little more publicly than before, because a lot of the great things that Black people are doing won't be noticed and recognized unless you're participating. because the mainstream media is not going to show us at our best, and then we don't show them all of our best anyway, which we shouldn't. We're sadly America's number one public enemy for life, right?
And it's
It's
sad
sad.
when we turned
It
out to
is.
be the best at everything.
I hear you and feel you. You know what I'm saying? So, but what we're not the best at this time that we need is being united as a people. That's what we need. You
Yes,
see?
sir.
Yeah, exactly what we need.
Yes, sir. Most definitely, because united is gonna be really hard to impossible to break us up, and a lot of us black people need to get in the more mode of working togetherness because and I guess I can't blame people in certain aspects. Everybody's for self. I'm gonna get me. I'm gonna get me mines. I'm gonna get what I need for my household. But in other issues where it could take coming togetherness, kind of like a few other races do it, it would just be beautiful. I think they did a good start with starting with black banks and stuff like that. And that was a good start. But I'm with you, brother, all the way. All the way.
That's what's up. Yeah, and we're coming together as we speak, so yeah, like I say, it's the first day of Kwanzaa, and if you don't know about it, I'm talking to the listening people, the Kwanzaa celebration that was created by one of our brothers, and uh, go to Pan African Connection. They have all the information you can get. And other than that type of situation, I'm not really into celebrating holidays a lot. But I do believe in going along and being cooperative to a certain degree, just not to be speaking out against what other people do that I don't participate, that type of thing. Just
Right.
being a little funny off the cuff, like people eat pork, I don't eat pork, and there's a lot of pork eating jokes, but I don't make the jokes. But
Right.
life could be much better, I believe, if we had as many people as we have that are Muslims and Christians,
Yeah.
and we could throw in the Jewish community that believe in Judaism. But if all of these people were humanitarians and dwell on that aspect more than the religious aspect of these holy scrolls and books type of thing, the world definitely would be enough of everything for everybody if it was done in a way that is being cared and concerned about everybody. And
Right.
that's where perhaps when black people unite, and it'll be in our lifetime, I'm saying less than 10 years, we'll see
Oh
the
yeah.
significant results of it. I think black people uniting is going to be like a snowball effect of people uniting in general. I actually
Right.
believe that. Yeah. I think we lead and determine so many things by whatever we do or don't do. And so it's time and past time for us to do what's best for us, and that's being united as a people collectively. And with the resources we have and the mindset and energy that we even have as a people, because any individual has energy, is either positive or negative energy.
Right.
And it's obvious to me that black people collectively have definitely positive energy.
Right.
Our good
Definitely.
definitely out overwhelms our bad for sure by
Oh, most
numbers.
definitely.
By numbers, but when you look at mass media, it's going to always portray us if though that's not the truth. But we that know, and we need to do something about what we know. Share that knowledge, information, and energy with our brothers and sisters that don't know yet. You see, that's
Right. And
one of the things we
and
need
you
to
know
do.
what? On that part where you said, not just black people rising and it'll probably bounce off to other races and stuff like that to where it's collectively as a people. I actually think that is so accurate because a lot of races are a fan of the black style, from the music to the clothes to the lingo, to the culture and our way of doing things. So you got these platforms or whatever, and it would take some of the most famous black people. I mean, you can get them to buy shoes, you can get them to buy clothes, or you can get them to buy cars and stuff like that. And knowing that you have these people following you, fans of you, and believes in you, maybe you could redirect them to do something else along with that, along with stuff like your movement and stuff like that, since you have the attention of all races. So as far as that, I would say yeah, because it's a lot of fans of other races that's a big fan of the black culture in lots of different ways.
Right, and it only takes sometimes a few numerically to mess up for a lot of people. Because sadly, in this country, and a good friend of mine, Norman Dukes, we was talking yesterday. He was telling me it's like 7%, maybe 3%. I think it's 3% that make 97% of the money, type of thing. And sadly, there's some elements that it's not about the people; it's about the power they want to keep and maintain that they have. And as long as the masses are divided, then the small group of those in power will always control. I mean, just like this political thing. I mean, they got us screwed up, and sadly, we screwed up the most because of the black people that are in positions, mainly in politics, I believe, that actually sell us out. You know, where they're not really concerned about the collective of black people, only their black individual self. It's
Yeah,
so bad in some areas that it's not even about them and their family. They even stab their family in the back. Some people, a lot of people, just for
yeah.
money or financial things. And I mean, we got to get into morality, like you mentioned about culture and different things like that. And
Morals, ethics.
only black people will fix black people. And people say only black people
Woo, that
can
was
fix
tough.
black people, and that's true only because nobody else will care enough.
Woo, that was tough.
Sadly, we got too many of us that don't care, and we got a bigger number that will care if they knew about the caring concept of us collectively as a people, knowing about the importance of our ancestors that have put in work. You see, they have it where things are better for us today than it would have been without their work. You see, we got to recognize and embrace those things and then contribute to that while we're here. You see, because one day we'll be ancestors. So what did
Yes,
we
sir.
do while we were here? What are we doing while we're here now? If people just looking, it's this one brother named Joe Tave. He running for a city council thing in Dallas.
I know,
Uh,
brother Tay.
okay, that's what's up. Well, he got a thing called MAD, MAD, acronyms for Make a Difference. And like he had mentioned, a lot of times making a difference could be something very small, just to make a phone call, contribute, or whatever it is. You know, vote for something. Uh, just do something to make a difference. And one person can make a difference. They really can. That's true.
Definitely.
That's real.
Definitely. And then like I was gonna mention, it's funny you say that because one of my best friends, shout out to LC, he has this saying, if not you, then who? If not now, then when? And definitely one day we will be ancestors. And
Absolutely.
I got this one quote, Mr. Lorenzo Gray, because
Like you
I
say,
love.
shout out to LC, no doubt, over in
Oh
Atlanta.
yeah. Oh
Yeah, for
yes.
sure. Yeah,
Shout out to LC. But
yeah.
I got this one quote and it goes, I just want to write history the days I live so they can go back and read and see how I did. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And not just writing that, I'm serious with that. So, I want to leave messages, I want to leave direction, and I want
That's
to.
what Marcus Garvey did. Yeah, absolutely. He wrote
Yes,
different
sir.
books and did different works. He probably was our greatest organizer as far as numerically what he organized in America. He's from Jamaica originally, came here. It was interesting and somewhat shocking to me because I've been knowing all these great works he had done, but it never dawned on me the time span that it took him to do it. And we're talking about in the 20s, 1920s, and this brother had 5 million plus organized in America, Black America, on the same page for our own well-being in just 6 years' time. That's why I
Right.
know. I mean, this brother wasn't even from here. One know all this technology, phones. These they call them phones. They're computers. Okay, with telephone capabilities. That's what they are. These are computers. And so,
That's a
yeah,
good
and
one.
without all of that, that brother organized 6, 7 million. I've even heard up to 8 million strong right here in this country. But fortunately for him, he was a foreigner, I suspect, because I think if he wasn't a foreigner, they would probably killed him, sadly, like they did Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers. So they had the option to deport him because he was a foreigner, and that's what they did. That probably kept him alive. Yeah, because like us, they can't deport us.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, no, not without a serious fight.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, but say, man, we definitely gonna work together with these youth. I'm looking forward to it.
Me
And
too.
yeah, and you know
I
about
got
this
a feeling
generation
or a
thing.
sense it's meant to be or something.
Uh, no doubt, if you know something you care about, have passion for, if you serious and sincere, it's meant to be. Then all you have to do is make it be at that point. And that's when
Yes,
you're
sir.
serious and sincere and for real. Because one thing about it, I hear people talk about quitting this, that. I mean, to me, quitting something that you care about and love, that would be equivalent to quitting to stop breathing. So you just gonna stop
Right,
breathing? No, you ain't gonna stop
no,
breathing. No, you're gonna keep
no.
breathing and try to breathe as best you can. So no, it's equivalent to that. No, it's like stop breathing and stop loving your people, your black people. That's ridiculous. But hey, we're gonna do better, and we constantly doing better, and we more
Oh
than
yeah.
what they like to shine and show us as. We're great people, still,
Right,
not just
right,
in the past. Absolutely,
right.
yeah,
And
we
we
are
we
great.
could we could probably just get more into recognizing ourselves. You know, like something that's like the Black Entertainment Television Awards time 10. You know, where even if they
Well,
don't
times
recognize,
10, what I guess in exposure, not times 10, and get it built up and sell it to the other folks. Not that times 10, because black folks don't own that no more. So that ain't good. In a certain respect, how you want to look at it. But anyway, man, I don't want to hold up the rest of the day. I see you be supporting them Cowboys. I think you part of something called Cowboy Nation, if I'm not mistaken.
oh yes,
Right.
sir, all day. I am a Cowboys Nation fan slash
Oh my
Cowboys
goodness.
Nation general, you know,
Oh
and
my
this
goodness.
this right here is a way of living.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure everybody's seen the Cowboys bring home the W for Christmas, but you know what, Lorenzo? It was a point in my life where I was at one of my lowest points, and all I had was the Dallas Cowboys and my CDs. That
Mm.
was literally all I
Wait a
had, you
minute,
know?
wait a minute. What do you mean literally? Where was your family at? You talking about literally all you had was a cowboy, your CD. You had family.
Well, they were not in contact at the time, and
Where
you
you was
know,
at
I
the
had
juvenile? That's when you was at the juvenile home.
no,
Juvenile facility or something.
it was actually after Lorenzo. I was in an apartment with the lights off and it was cold, and I
Was the
could just
apartment in your name?
no.
Okay.
I had somebody decided to help me in life. They moved
Were
and
you
left
an
me.
adult? Were you an adult?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
This was
okay, okay.
around my early 20s.
This before I met you. Sound
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like it was cold, the lights was off, and I remember one day I was listening to the Cowboys on the radio, Lorenzo,
Mm.
and all I had was my stack of CDs and my CD player. But I mean, I'm just a fan of the Cowboys. They part of my life, and I'm also Cowboys Nation Kelby J on TikTok for people that like to be entertained. Um, I do have a
Yeah.
lot of stuff to say, and I go back and forth with people, but definitely, yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Say, I was just
And you were
thinking.
at the game. You were at the game this past weekend.
Yeah. When they played against Philadelphia, a good friend of mine, uh, we call him Dirty Red. At least that's what I call him. He, him and his wife, his family even, they have season tickets all the way to the Cowboys game, and we just talked recently, and he told me he had a free ticket, and I said sure, and I appreciate it too. That was great. I enjoyed it. I've been to about totally since I've been in Texas. I'm gonna say maximum 5 Cowboy games. It
Mm,
could be 4, but I know I've been to a couple when they were at Texas Stadium in Irving, and then this is my second one over here in Arlington at this big stadium that they have now. So yeah,
nice.
uh, yeah, and then they played Philly, my hometown, which that's what I say. I got 2 towns. Philly is my hometown, born and raised. Came here at 20. Dallas is my also town now, which is my new town, relatively new, but yeah,
Right.
I represent Dallas and Philadelphia. That's what I do. Philadelphia more North Philly is my thing, uh, which I give West Philly its props also in respect. Sadly, it's a lot going on over there in the violence area, which is not good.
Hey, right. I don't know if I ever told you this, but remember I told you I'm from the good times? I'm one of those people that likes to go to other people's neck of the woods, other people's home cities,
Yeah, yeah.
other people's neighborhoods and hoods. So basically, I'm saying that to say, I don't know if I ever told you, but one day, when destiny meets, and the time is right, I would like to go up there to Philly and ride through
It'd
and
be
eat
different.
at
It'd
some of
be
your
different.
favorite restaurants and show me where you used to hang out at and the park and stuff. Eat some
All
barbecue
my
off the
favorites.
grill,
It'd be
you
more
know?
tell you where I grew up at or something, because I did things a little bit different. That might be why I made the 62. I didn't hang places. You know what I'm saying? I came and went
Right
pretty much.
on.
I stayed moved and I rode solo just like I do today. So
That's how you stay
yeah.
out the way and stay alive a lot too and not get caught up and stuff.
Yeah. I did what worked for
Yeah,
me.
people can't even say you did something if you wasn't there.
I had this one friend I grew up with, this guy, and we was real tight, and it got to the point where he was exposing himself. I'm talking about in the way, letting men handle him in the wrong way. Like, and I'm like, okay, I can't even keep hanging with this guy because at some point they're gonna start looking at me. And I'm like, I want people to mess with me on my merit, not on someone else's. And that's where it started me being solo and not having hangouts and stuff like that. And see, that's why I want us collectively as the black people, males and females, to share our knowledge and information and wisdom that we have through our life experiences, so that can help them when moments come that they have to make decisions that could determine their future in a significant manner, affecting their freedom, their livelihood, their health, or whatever. So we've got to get our 4 generations together and link and communicate. That's part of my thing with Deion Sanders Jr. that I'm hoping to get involved as like a. I sent him a text saying something about being a senior citizen model for the well-off brand to help bring our 4 generations together. Absolutely,
Yeah.
in which I'm and part of our next to the oldest generation. You see, we got 4 generations all the time. 20 years being a generation. I'm part of that 60 and 70 generation. We got the 20s and 30s, 40s and 50s, 60s and 70s, 80s and 90s. So I'm in our next to oldest generation. And so we don't know how much time we have, but I do know this. If this is a game, football, whatever, like especially football, I know I'm in the second half. What I don't know, it could be the 2-minute drill. You feel me? So I gotta do as much as I can while I can. Because we not promised tomorrow, let alone 10 years. We're not promised none of this. Not promised the rest of the day for some people, I suspect. So
Absolutely. So we need to do what we need to do in real time.
do what we can while we can. That's what I say. And all that we
Yes.
can. Yeah, that's what I believe.
Yes, sir. Work together, come together for a greater common goal of us.
Hmm. The well-being,
Right.
betterment of black people collectively. Hmm.
Right. For us and as a people collectively.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so Cal Brown, we're gonna go and let you do the rest of your day, man. I appreciate you showing up, coming in on
Man,
this
I appreciate you
segment.
for having me, man. I look forward to next time. I will get with you on some of those things. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good. All right, you take care. You have a good one, my man.
All right, you too, brother. All right.
Absolutely.